Hey, cats and kittens! Welcome to the Household Gamer! Look, it's our faces! I'm Sean. This is Matt. You've seen the back of our heads a lot. We're very, very excited because today we get to bring you previews of 3 new cards and a whole mess of upgrades. Now, before we start, I must say that this material was provided to us for review by Weird Miniatures, and the views and opinions expressed throughout the content to come are those of the authors and do not necessarily reflect the official policy, position, or opinion of Weird Miniatures. So if we were to say something like Malifaux is the most elegant, exciting, engaging miniature game ever produced, obviously that is not the opinion of Weird Miniatures. They do not support that. So we are previewing Perdita Ortega, or what is her new name? What's her title?
Neverborn Hunter.
We are previewing Ophelia LaCroix, Overloaded, and their crossover model who's known as Six Shots, who is an arms dealer. So why don't we start with Ophelia? Let's take a look at her new picture. As you can see, she's a little more on the run than she used to be, and she seems to be either stealing or rescuing a pig. I don't know if they're going to eat that later or what. But she is called Overloaded because the emphasis has switched all the way over to her upgrades. So I'm going to go through her card. There's her card. And I'm going to go through the differences from the old card and then some of the new stuff that she's gotten. So she is still 15 stones. Her willpower went from 5 to 6, which is nice. She still has flinch. She still has the bigger they are. And she will always have gunfighter because she is a gunfighter at heart. However, this Ophelia is a lot less killy than her predecessor. She lost expert shot, so she no longer ignores friendly fire. She lost strike team, which was her companion style ability. And she lost quick draw, which was her ability to shoot right back at you if she hit a mask, I think. She gained, give me that back! Kin who have arsenal upgrades must discard them when they use them. But when they do, they may also discard 1 card to gain a focus. It's not a concentrate action, it's just a free focus. She also got Hold These For Me, which is very integral to the new way she plays. It is a 2-inch bubble. Anyone within 2 inches of Ophelia or a young LaCroix may use their bonus action to attach an arsenal upgrade. This means that all kin can get upgrades, which is amazing, which means they all get plink. So essentially they have shielded 1 because they can all discard their upgrade to get shielded 1. And all the upgrades are stat 6. So since they have the bigger they are, essentially all of these attacks go to stat 7, which is crazy. Her custom firearm went from stat 6 to stat 5 with a mask built in. That's a stagger trigger. No more crit, but now the RAM attaches arsenal upgrades, which is cool. She lost Rebel Yell. No more condition removal from her, but there is still condition removal on the Hooch Igniter, so there's a bit of condition removal happening around. She lost her bonus action sidearm, so she doesn't get that no AP shot. She gained Trick Shot. So she can move a model, friendly or enemy, 3 inches. And with the right trigger, she can stun the enemy, or she can ricochet the bullet off to somebody else. In her tactical actions, she lost With My Eyes Closed, which was her big damage pulse. But she gained Target Practice, which means she can blow up scheme markers at range. She is much more focused on scheme markers than she used to be, and you'll find that that's true for Perdita as well. She also gained a new bonus action, and this is the action that absolutely makes the card. Her bonus action is called Raiding Operation. Up to 3 friendly kin in line of sight may discard an attached arsenal upgrade to resolve one of the following effects. There's no TN on this, there's no flip, it just goes off. All they need to do is be in line of sight and have an arsenal upgrade. They can call for backup, which is summon a young LaCroix. It's broken. They can drop a scheme marker in base contact with a friendly kin. They can draw a card, or they can heal 2. This is huge. It's massive options. You can do all kinds of stuff with these upgrades, and they are going to be flying around the table. So you're going to be attaching these either attacking at stat 7 probably, or discarding it to get shielded, and then after you use it or discard it, you get to focus as well for free, which is insane. So it makes her much more of a tactical master than just a shoot 'em to pieces master, which I think is super cool. So why don't we take a look at Perdita, her sort of mirror person, her clone, and see what happened to her. Matt, take it away.
So the new Perdita is much more focused on some of the other effects that allow her to help her crew, much less so than the just do damage, shoot, and sort of be more of a damage dealer role. Some of the abilities that she lost Quick Draw, which is the defensive trigger that allows her to shoot when being shot.
I lost that too.
Yep. Cut down to size was one where if she's shooting at somebody at maximum health, she gets a plus to damage flip, so another way that she's lost a little bit of damage output. And just like Ophelia, she lost expert shot, so now she is subject to friendly fire. The ones that she gained, though, was head of Ortega's family models within 6 inches that take the concentrate action out of their activation, draw a card. Now, why this is important is because every single family member can allow you to discard a card once your model is gone to then have another model that has a equal to or lower soulstone cost to take an action. So before, you could take an action just to concentrate, but now while you concentrate, you then now draw a card. So you replace the card you discarded for that effect. Another reason why that's good is because almost every single one, all the family members have bravado, which allows them to move when they take the concentration action. So free move, replace the card that you drew or that you discarded.
That's nuts.
Pretty solid. The other effect that she gained is called Intuition. Now this is at the start of activation, she looks at the top 3 cards of her deck and puts them back in any order. Now this is really handy, obviously, if you know what you're going to be doing that turn and what cards you need when you need them. So that's another really handy effect that I'm curious to try out. As far as other just static effects, her willpower did go up from 6 to 7, and she did gain 1 health.
7?
Yep, up to 7 now. As far as the attack actions, her pistol also lost a stat, and she also transitioned from critical to high noon, which gives her shielded 2. She also lost now she has the stagger trigger rather than quick reflexes, so it's another way that she lost some damage output. But the one that she gained that is very nice and I'm very happy to see is called Silver Bullets. When resolving and until the end phase, the target cannot heal.
Ooh.
So shutting off other healing effects is really good because that's kind of one of Guild's weaknesses, I feel, is that you can put a lot of damage on somebody, but if you don't put them down all the way, they're going to come right back. So I think that's a really nice addition. Her other attack action is called Trick Shot. So similar to Ophelia, there's a couple nice triggers onto it, Ricochet being one of them. But it's just another sort of movement shenanigan, kind of help out your crew a little bit and or disrupt your opponent. As far as tactical actions, those have completely changed. She lost a couple that were okay as far as target practice, where she could target ski markers, finger on the trigger, and those were replaced with on-the-job training, which allows her to, once per turn, summon a pistolero within range with a specialty upgrade attached. This requires a 7 of rams to go off, so it's not very tricky, and I'll go over the upgrades here in a second, but her last effect is the zero lightning action. I forget. Bonus action. Rather than Hero's Gamble, which allowed you to discard your hand and draw back up, now it's this action does not require line of sight. It's range 12, friendly family within range gain shielded +1. So every turn you're able to give one of your family members shielded.
Range 12.
Range 12.
Which means range 24. I mean, it's a 12-inch circle around here.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
That's almost the whole battlefield.
Yeah, so that's a really nice addition. I like that zero. It's kind of in line with some of the stuff that we've been seeing with her on this, is that she's much more sort of team oriented and just kind of helps them out.
Does she have any other bonus actions?
That's it. It's only one. So you're always going to do it. Mm-hmm. So that's
yeah, and for those of us, we haven't played Perdita, but those Pistoleros de Latigo look like garbage picks. But now that you can summon them and they get these boss upgrades, they're looking a lot sweeter.
Yep. So there's 4 different options, and the nice part about it is each one of them has a different effect when they are summoned. The first one is Bestial Hunter. So every single one has, when this upgrade is attached, you gain slow and shielded +1. But this additional ability is This model may remove any number of non-scheme markers within 2. So if you got corpse markers, you know, a lot of different kinds of markers in this game, obviously, other than scheme. So that's just kind of one of those things where, depending on the battlefield, depending on the game state, that may be the best move.
Shut down deathbeds.
Yep.
Shut down a lot of stuff.
Yeah, so that's kind of a cool little effect. The next effect is called Expert Hunter, and all of the upgrades have this as well. If this model kills another model, you replace it with a Monster Hunter. And without discarding this upgrade, then you heal 2 wounds.
Does the model have to be higher cost?
Nope, just So if they finish off any sort of lingering, you know, little guy, then they can upgrade up to the bigger guy while keeping this upgrade. Every single one of them has that. This one, though, its other effect is called Outriders. Friendly family models within 6 are unaffected by concealing and hazardous terrain. So again, kind of depends on the board, but if there's a bunch of hazardous terrain sitting around, or you know, certain models that create it, could be very helpful. And then the other effect that every single one of these upgrades also has is called Quick Lesson. When this model is within 2 of another friendly family model, it receives +1 and any suit to its dual totals. So effectively, as long as these guys are close to your other family members, which you are going to want them to be, they get +1 stat, which helps because I guess, you know, Sean had said the pistol arrows pretty mediocre prior to this, but when they're free and they come in basically upgraded beyond what they were before, that helps.
And they come into play with shielded 1, and then Perdita can do her giant bubble of another shielded. Like, they can be pretty tricked out.
Yeah, they can definitely stay on the field for more than a second, which I think was kind of the issue before.
Long enough to kill a young LaCroix.
That's the
and
hope.
turn into a Monster Hunter.
The next one is the Nephilim Hunter. So this, you gain slow, shielded +1, but then a friendly family model within 2 may take a shot action. So again, you're going to kind of be grouped up together. That's kind of the, you know, the theme is with this crew in general. But so instead, you may take a shot, which is really nice. Has Expert Hunter, can still upgrade to the Monster Hunter. But its other differences: friendly family models within 6 reduce damage from blast, pulses, and the aura effects by 1. So again, it kind of depends on if your opponent has a bunch of those effects. It can be very handy. The next one is Ghost Hunter. So when the model is summoned with this upgrade, this model can choose a condition and end it on a friendly family model within 2. So as you can see, you know, the range for these are very close knit. You have to be close, but you know, removing conditions on models is very handy because other than that, in Guild, you're pretty much other than I think it's the Guild Steward. I think is the only other guy that can really remove conditions. Its other effect is Rune Carved Bullets. When an enemy model is damaged by a friendly family model within 6, if the enemy model has Incorporeal, that ability is ignored until the end phase. So the model shooting just has to be within 6 of this model and ignores Incorporeal. Again, another effect that's not very common.
Just handing out bullets. They're like, take this!
Yeah, handing out sweet bullets that just don't care about Incorporeal. So that's also very handy. The last one is Hag Hunter. This one, in addition to giving you slow and shielded when they are attached, this model, until the end phase, friendly family models within 2 gain concealment. So this is a very defensive one, which I'll probably be, honestly playing against Ophelia because at least giving me concealment gives me a better chance of not being shot. The other effect is keep your wits about you. When a friendly family model within 6 would take an action outside of its activation, this model may choose to have it not do so.
Hello, Zoraida.
So yeah, essentially it can't be obeyed. So that's kind of the benefit of that one. So again, flexibility. I like the options. I like the ability to choose which upgrade is going to be good at the time, and I like that sort of system. And it does feel similar to Ophelia with her upgrades and just sort of making lots of interesting little.
Well, and I like how targeted those are. Like clearly, the Hag refers to Zoraida. Like that's the one you want to take, Zoraida versus Nephilim. Like why is the blast thing? Do Nephilims have a ton of blasts?
I think it's for Black Blood, maybe.
Oh yes.
So shutting that off is kind of nice.
Yeah. So super.
It has 2 minimum of 1, or sorry, minimum of 0 on that as well.
Okay.
So that would completely shut out Black Blood.
Can you take 2 of the same upgrade? Can you summon 2 pistol arrows that are Ghost Hunters, or do you have to spread them out?
I think these are limit 1 because they don't have a
plentiful. Okay,
yeah, so they're all unique.
Okay, so you can't make like an army of Ghost Hunters, but if you're fighting Dreamer,
you at least get
you at least get 1, and then Incorporeal is not an issue anymore. That's crazy good. I'm very excited to see that on the battlefield.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be very interesting.
Yeah. We also got a crossover model. This guy is called 6 Shots. Instead of looking at him. Let's see. He has a really cool front of card ability called Escape Plan. When this model activates, if it's within 2 inches of a table edge or impassable terrain, it can move 2 inches. So this guy can just slide up the side of the battlefield.
Sneaky guy.
Yeah, sneaky as hell. He's got flinch, which can have. He doesn't have any of the family front of card upgrades, but he is lower cost. He is lower cost than all the other family. So he's always going to benefit from Perdita's, what is that ability called?
It is called A por L, so it's in Spanish, but it's for him, is what it translates to. And so, when they activate within 6, if it's lower cost, they can discard a card to take the action.
Right. Once per activation, if somebody within 6 shoots, he can move 2 inches. That's another, so there's 4 inches of free move.
Yep.
He's got Squeal. If somebody hits him, and he has the mask built in, he can move 3 inches. So if you're shooting at him, if you're shooting near him, if you're near the table edge, this guy is just flying all around the place. He's on a 50, and he's clearly a arms runner, and I'm so excited to see the model for this card, because I love that little gun case. It's going to be really hard to put together. He's got a 12-inch gun, and it gets bonuses. It's only a stat 4, but it gets bonuses for every scheme marker near the target, up to +2 for a 2/4/5 damage track, which is pretty spicy.
He's only 6 points. That's pretty good.
Yeah. And that has a ram trigger where after resolving a friendly family or kin within 6 can move 2 inches. Another movement thing. So this guy is all about the maneuverability. He has False Claim. Who else has False Claim?
The Hucksters and the Union Miners.
Okay. He lays down 2 scheme markers, and at the end of the turn picks up 1. So one of them was false. And with a ram, a friendly kin or family within 3 inches of the drop scheme can take a shoot action. Nice.
Seems good.
And for a mask, once per turn, if you're within 1 inch of blocking terrain, really conditional, this bottle may be placed anywhere within 8 inches of its current position within 1 of blocking terrain.
So kind of like Secret Passage.
Yeah, a little Red Chapel-y, little Seamus the Anus-y. And then bonus action, free loot. Why not? Target enemy scheme marker. Put me into base contact and pick up the scheme marker.
What's the range on that?
3 inches.
So I got a little close, but with all that.
But you're moving all over the place. Yeah, you're
pretty
gonna get there. So he's pretty cool. We'll see him on the table too. Yeah. So those are the new models and cards. We would like to thank Weird Miniatures for allowing us and all the other content providers to preview this stuff. It's really cool to be in the loop, and I think it's kind of a brilliant marketing play. Why not let us do your advertising for you?
Absolutely.
Smart move. So join us in a couple of days for our battle report featuring these 2 masters. I'm not terribly hopeful. I think Perdita is a little tougher than Ophelia, but we shall just see. So like and subscribe. So this is Matt and Sean from the Household Gamer, and we'll see you in a couple of days.